All right, everybody, we are back at it again with Ball Don't Lie, our sports segment of the day. I'm your host, Brian G.
It's your boy Total 305.
And it's your boy Luke.
We're back at it again with all the sports and everything that you need. All right, everybody, we are here with our sports segment, Ball Don't Lie. Starting off with our first topic of the day, the finals, gentlemen.
Finals.
So how y'all feel about it? How y'all feel like it's looking so far? Because
Man,
I don't like what I see from the Heat.
right now,
Looks like a sweep.
no.
Yeah, it definitely is.
No. Listen, I'm a fanatic of the Heat. Let's just say it like that. And I'm just optimistic. Honestly, I know what it looks like. I know what AD looks like. I know what LeBron looked like. But I just feel like the Heat just has the will, the Heat culture, and they have the drive to win. There's a lot of things we need to tie up on defense. AD is killing us, but ain't nobody in our Heat can
But
grow.
you have no big man, Luke. You have no big man.
Nobody's
I
over
know,
6'10".
but we have to do what we have to do because no one could grow by game 3.
So how you gonna do something with a 6'6"
man,
person guarding a 6'11" person?
I'm gonna tell you exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna tighten up on the zone. We're gonna take those guards on the back end of that zone, push them up to the front, put all our forwards towards the back with our center, and we'll do our best. Because really what's happening is Jimmy and Jay Crowder, they're doing their best at the top of the key, guarding LeBron and Rondo. And pretty much where the collapse is, AD's on the back end, and he's just killing all our smaller guards. They can't stop him. They can't box him out. That's how he's getting all those rebounds. Because by the time Jimmy and Jay Crowder run to the paint, you already have Kendrick Nunn, Hero, already trying to jump for the rebound on a 6'10" guy.
So you guys have no one to basically stop AD.
Basically, no. And let's be honest, AD is a superstar, top 5 player. There's no one that can really stop AD. The best you can do is challenge him and pretty much make it difficult. Easier said than done. It's a tall task, but he's a 6'10" power forward that can shoot, spread the floor, make jump shots, man, and he can raise up and dunk on you. So you have to limit him in one or two ways. Limit his rebounds, and then possibly limit his touches, how much times he gets the ball, get some deflections, and that's about it. And just pray that he scores below 30.
Okay, but my only concern is what exactly, do you believe, how exactly are you guys going to win? I understand what you're saying, though, but you don't really have nobody to stop AD or LeBron. And if you haven't noticed, Danny Green looks like Toronto Danny Green. I won't go to Spurs Danny Green because Spurs Danny Green was a different animal.
Danny Green looks like caca. Shit.
Everybody makes something when you stand by yourself.
Yeah. And to be quite honest, Danny Green is nothing of what he used to be back.
Well,
in
he's
Spurs
most definitely
day.
not.
He is just in a shell of his own. Like I don't know if he's just not capable of making a shot anymore, but he's not. But to be quite honest,
why the hell is Kuzma there? I don't know.
Man,
I feel like they made a bad trade.
That whole trade with Kuzma, basically what Kuzma did, he fooled everyone, making everyone assume, I am that man. And as of this year, he has disappointed pretty much everyone.
No, he was the biggest one out of all the three of them, so he decided to keep him.
I mean, I feel like he was doing good, but I don't know, like
he was doing good, basically with his limited role because he was coming off the bench, and Lonzo and Brandon Ingram was starting, so you have to share the court with LeBron James. You're not going to get that much shot or that much touches. They went to the Pelicans. They're the starters. There's no real star there.
Yeah, but my thing is, so what you're saying is you guys are going to beat the Heat in the Heat. I mean, you guys are going to beat the Lakers. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Nah,
you're going to beat the Lakers
okay.
in 6?
I say 7 right now because honestly, at this point, I think the Heat are going to get Game 3 and Game 4. Bam's going to come back healthy. Game 3. It's a neck strain, so it's not pretty much a big injury that would pretty much stop him for the most part. So the next strain, he'll be back for Game 3. Goran Dragic's probably out with that injury in his foot.
So do you not need Dragic?
We do because he's been our leading scorer, but I feel like we have enough scoring as it is, pretty much, because the scoring is not the problem. If you could put up 114 points, your scoring isn't the problem. It's not the problem. It's your defense because you have to limit the other team from scoring 124.
Okay, so basically you're saying Heat in 7 right now. That's where we're
The
at?
Heat is in 7. Tighten up the defense. Switch up the 3-2 zone. Put the guards at the top, and put the forwards and the center at the bottom. Limit AD rebounds because we're just getting killed based off offensive rebound, defensive rebounds, and then that's about it. Contest. Limit AD's touches. That's pretty much it.
So Turtle, what's your prediction?
I hate to say this, but Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go against the grain, and I'm going to be a Heat fan, and I'm gonna go with Heat in 7.
I mean, I'm a Heat fan, but it's just,
I mean, it doesn't look like it, but I'm gonna go Heat in 7.
I still believe. I saw enough.
But this brings us to our next topic. Basically, it's still NBA related, and I just was thinking the other day, looking at different players. Is Derrick Rose a Hall of Famer?
Ooh, that's a very good question because early Derrick Rose was such in like a top tier player in the early when did he come in, like the early 2010 whatever. I don't really know it, so don't quote me. But earlier in Derrick Rose's career, however long, he was very significant, and he
was the NBA. He carried those Chicago teams.
He did,
yeah,
and he won an MVP. I don't know exactly which year he won the MVP.
That was like his second year.
Yeah, he did win the MVP of the league, and he was basically the leader of that core Chicago team. Even though he had veterans like Boozer, Luol Deng, and Noah, he was still like that engine that ran that team, like how Wade was for the Heat. Even though Shaq was his veteran.
That's true.
That and he was the only person that knew how to score on that team.
But also my thing is, and what I want to get across is, if Derrick Rose still continues with the numbers that he's at right now, he's not giving you Derrick Rose numbers, but from those first couple of years, if he just continues for like the next 4 years, does that make him a Hall of Famer?
No, because his team sucks.
No, it just wouldn't.
His team sucks.
So Derrick Rose is not a Hall of Famer.
When he put his numbers up, it's just the decline.
The decline is so significant after his injury, which is really tough to say because it was injury prone. It really wasn't him.
Yeah.
And then the swapping of team. When you're swapping teams like that, and you really haven't accomplished. He hasn't really accomplished anything in his career. I don't even think he hasn't even won the Eastern Conference Finals. He never won the Eastern Conference Finals because he never went to the finals. He doesn't have a championship.
Okay, well, fellas, then what I would propose is this: if someone is great and dominates for like a 3 or 4 year span, does that not, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about where they were the guy, for 4 years straight, or you could have a guy who was good for 10 years. See, or are you gonna make that guy a Hall of Famer instead of the guy that dominated for 4 years?
If you're saying it like that, that means that you're saying that basically Gilbert Arenas can be in the Hall of Fame then too.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you mention domination, you got to understand that domination word is a heavy word. Like the only people that's really dominated, I can say LeBron, Jordan, who else? KD, Shaq, Kobe. Those guys dominated for years. Okay. And domination, they've gotten a ring out of it.
Something that still ties into this series is important too. Is what about does Dwight need this ring? Does Dwight Howard need this ring to be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Dwight need this ring?
Does he need it to be a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
He does?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
Do you not remember?
So Dwight needs a ring to be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you why. Because Dwight was dominant. His early years of Orlando, he even took Orlando to the finals. Yeah. Now, that was an accomplishment. He won the Eastern Conference Finals. He took them to the finals. And then they faced Kobe, and Kobe did their ass in. Pretty much. And he put up monster numbers. He was double-doubles and everything. He was the core guy. He's the one that led that Orlando team.
Yeah, he has all pros. He has all defensive teams.
All defensive teams, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Dwight needs his ring just to basically cap it off.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs a ring.
All right.
He needs his ring.
I mean, other than that, we could go to why does the NFL seem like their bubble isn't working compared to the NBA?
First off, sir,
because it's not really a bubble.
Because it's not a bubble. Pretty much what the NFL wanted to do, to my understanding, they wanted to start the season, do what they have to do, but they wanted to defer so much from the NBA instead of piecing what the NBA did with the bubble and kind of doing their own thing, and they just kind of went completely off from that. What they did was a training camp bubble, and then they let the guys go home, and then the regular season started, and then pretty much, and then they had limited fans. They didn't even remove fans, so fans were still able to come, but it was limited fans. And basically with that, they basically have everyone going home. So you tackle, you play your game, then you go home to your wife and kids, and nobody knows what they do.
So what I would say is basically what we're seeing right now with the Tennessee Titans game being postponed. Now we're seeing Cam Newton getting exposed and all these other players getting exposed. Is it going to be possible to have an NFL season, you guys believe?
No.
Or do you believe it's going to end?
No, it's going to be one. I feel like they're not going.
Do you think they're going to drag it out into next year?
Yeah.
Really?
I feel the NFL never does the right thing. They go back and change that at the last second, but they'll go one thing.
Honestly, they're going to try to, but at some point, they're going to be forced. This is going to force their hands to stop, because at this point in time, you have too many players testing positive. At this point, each game, you're risking more players from getting positive.
All right, well, as we can hear, as we've heard, I mean, basically the NBA bubble is successful and the NFL won't be. Go. All right, that has been our first installment of Ball Don't Lie with your host, Brian G.
Trevor 305.
And your boy, Luke.